everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do a 2-page Goofy's Kitchen scrapbook layout. The paper that I'm using today, all the paper that I'm using today is from the open stock section at Joann's. And I have inked my edges today with my Stampin' Up! Basic Black and Early Espresso. I'll go ahead and tape it down with my ATG. Now my paper does measure 11.5 by 11.5, and I'll go ahead and back that on a piece of 12 by 12 craft cardstock paper. I do have two border pieces. The first one is a Googled image that I brought onto my silhouette in trays. It does measure 11.5 by 1 5/8. And this bottom one I do believe is from Little Scraps of Heaven. It does measure 11 by 5/8. For my next piece, it does measure 11.5 by 5 inches. And for my next page, actually I already have it ready. I do have 5 photo mats. This one does measure 4 by 6, and I did an internal offset on my silhouette. And for these, they do measure 4 3/8 by 3 5/8. Next, I do have Goofy's Diner. It does measure 5 1/8 by 5 inches. Now for this one, I did not do it. I actually purchased it. I'll leave the information of the seller in the description down below, and just in case anybody's interested. For this, I'll go ahead and bring over here. Now the diner is paper piece. Only 2 things are paper piece on this layout. Everything else is a printing cut. Next, I do have my Goofy eating his popcorn and balloons. This is a Googled image that I brought onto my silhouette and did a print and cut. He does measure 6 1/8 by 4 3/4. I did add stickles all around just because the image wasn't that great and I wanted to improve it. And then I did pop it out on 1 thickness of foam tape. Next, I do have my Goofy's Kitchen sign, also a Googled image. I also added stickers. It is popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape, and I'll bring it over here. For my Goofy's Kitchen, it does measure 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I do have my Goofy with his pies, also a Googled image. Now for this one, it does measure 4 1/8 by 3 1/2. I also added stickles and 1 thickness of foam tape. Next, I do have 2 ice cream cones, also Googled image. They do measure 2 7/8 by 2 1/4. I also added stickles, and all I did was just duplicate one and flipped it. I'll go ahead and place them over here. And for this, I'll use my zip dry. Next, for Miss Kit Cuttables, I do have 2 balloons. They do measure 4 3/8 by 1 1/2, and I did pop them up on 1 thickness of foam tape. I did forget to mention that this layout was inspired by a Pinterest pen, and on the pen they actually had a little banner, so I went ahead and created one myself. The silhouette has these little triangles, and I sized the triangles to be 1 by 1, 1 inch by 1 inch, and then I did a little Mickey inside, which was just a Google image that I traced. And on the back, I just grouped it together by adding a little piece of twine. Go ahead and bring it over here. Okay. And there you have it. This is my 2-page Goofy's Kitchen scrapbook layout. If you enjoyed the video and like to give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.